Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm a very serious videos I would do for a little while. I go over there, try food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I definitely could use this given the last day and a half that I've had. So, we're going to get into it. But folks, it is a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is kind of the case today. In a certain format. I did technically get this particular item after work, but it wasn't today. It was actually maybe like a week and a half ago, something like that. So I had to go over there. I had to stop off. I had to get some supplies. Normally, when I get supplies, I just hop over to Walmart. But if there are specific things that I want, I'll hit up like one of the more local spots. Here in Illinois, we have a chain called Jewel. And I decided to go over there, and I went to Jewel, and I was looking around at Jewel. And they have like a little ethnic section, just like stuff for countries that aren't America. And I found this particular thing in their little Japanese section. What is it? Well, boom! It is original blend UCC coffee with milk since 1916. UCC, the pioneer of canned liquid coffee in Japan. I did not know that. Woo! Can we get... Maybe it'll be better on this side. Woo! Ha 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 ha! Sure. Ha 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 ha! Sure. So yeah, man. I definitely could use some caffeine. I did not get a lot of sleep yesterday, and it was one of those things where I was trying to get in a little extra sleep before work. Wasn't happening. My brain was just ticking over. And I made it through work okay. Didn't even have to resort to an energy drink. But, yeah. So, alright, let's try out some stuff, man. I've had Japanese coffee plenty of times. I review lots of Japanese stuff, man. I got like Japanese marketplaces and stuff. I'm always down for that. I get the feeling like this is basically just going to be... Well, no, it's with milk, so... I was going to say, I'm guessing it's just going to be black coffee, but I guess it's going to be at least with milk. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's not too bad. Oh, and it has sugar in it, so, yeah, because I was going to say it's a little bit sweet. Water, sugar, skim milk powder. Alright. Skim milk, what? Coffee, whole milk powder, sucrose, fatty acid esters. So, okay, I get that it's going to be a powder. I understand that, like preservative reasons, all that good stuff. But why do we have skim milk powder and whole milk powder? I mean, I guess that's got to be just for the sake of fucking cost, because like whole milk costs more, because skim milk is garbage. I still remember the first time I ever had skim milk. It was a thing. Because I was over on my mom's side of the family. We were visiting my grandparents. I love my grandparents. They're both still fucking kicking. My grandma's 80-something. My grandfather's in his fucking 90s. And they're so cool. But they were big on, they were always big on milk for dinner. Anytime we had, like, a get-together, like, at their house, milk was usually offered up. Didn't have to be, but, And I don't know if it was my grandfather specifically or how it went, but one of them or the other one really liked skim milk. And I remember one of them asked me, they're like, hey, you tried some skim milk. It's like, sure, because, you're a little kid and you're their grandparents. You trust them. That was the day I learned to not trust my grandparents all the time. Because, man, was I not a big fan of that. Skim milk is just bad, dude. It's water milk. But, I mean, in this, can I tell? Fuck no, man. But it probably would taste better if it was just fully whole milk. It's actually not bad. If you watch my show, you know, I'm not a big coffee person. I'm more of a coffee adjacent person. Well, with your cappuccinos, frappuccinos, and what have you. Um, I don't like just straight coffee, like usually. It's just too bitter, and it doesn't really play with my palate all that well. But if you cram enough stuff in there so it only kind of tastes like coffee, I can get down with it. That's basically what they did here. But I will emphasize, it's not, for one thing, it's not so heavy on those other things with the skim milk and the normal milk and the sugars and all this stuff. Uh, that the coffee flavor is gone. There is still kind of a little bit of a bitterness aftertaste, that coffee kind of, taste at the end. And it's not so sweet or anything that it's coming off like, like a dessert or anything like that. It's a coffee just with some cream and sugar in it. And it's fine. I like it well enough. Like I said, I've had plenty of Japanese coffees because a lot of times they have like fun names and stuff like that. I've not been able to find it since. But back when I was probably in my teenage years, went to Mitsuo Marketplace, which is a Japanese marketplace, and I've reviewed plenty of their stuff, by the way. Look that up if you want. And I picked up some coffee while I was there. It was a little small can. It was called God Coffee. And it might have been a bit grandiose in its name, but if I could run into it, I would review some God Coffee. But back to the actual review. I'm chatty today. Yeah. It basically just tastes like a coffee with some cream and sugar in it. Maybe not quite as good as if you were to prepare it yourself, because obviously, first and foremost, you can go over there and adjust, whatever you want. But also just the fact that, it's using milk powder and stuff like that, it's obviously going to have a little bit of an effect. But honestly, for a canned coffee, I'll give it to it. I really will. It doesn't have any weird aftertaste or anything like that. If I hadn't read the little ingredients thing, I don't think I would have picked out the fact that, it's skim milk powder or what the fuck ever. Yeah. Even the coffee taste isn't half bad. I'll say this, it's not, if you're used to like the Starbucks ones that we get here in America, this would definitely be kind of a step down. Just in the overall flavor, like it just doesn't have the punchiness, of the Starbucks ones. Because even if you're getting like the relatively normal Starbucks ones, you're going to get quite a bit of flavor, and it's going to be heavier too. This is a little bit lighter than like a Starbucks pre-made drink, but it's actually pretty good. I can kind of get down with this. I can see why they are the pioneer of canned liquid coffee in Japan. I can get it. I also want to mention, if I can make this happen before or without it spilling, I like the way that they have their little tab thing on their cans, because, see, it's got like a little indent right there, so that when you go under, you don't have to fucking like dig your nail underneath. And as somebody who got in the bad habit of biting his nails as a kid, thank you for anything that makes that a little bit easier for me, because getting under there, it makes my fucking whole body just go, don't like the feeling. But I do like this. It's actually pretty good. That said, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with sure and sure. I'm not going to go out of my way to seek it. There's just, again, I'm not a big coffee guy. It's like, if I'm going to go for anything where I just need a pick-me-up, I'd probably just go for an energy drink. Or if I was going to go something coffee related, I would probably just go with something Starbucks. But if I happen to be a Jewel, or, if I just happen to run into it out in the world, I can see grabbing it every now and again. I wouldn't call it an outright treat, but I like the flavor of it enough that, every once in a while, just for shits and giggles, basically. And if I'm recommending it to people, it's always a little bit hard when it comes to coffee recommendations, because, again, I'm not that big of a coffee person. But I'll say this. I think if you're somebody who enjoys coffee with cream and sugar, this will work for you. I think it works in that regard. If you're somebody who, you're very serious about your coffee and you're a serious coffee person because you have serious coffee stuff to do, this isn't going to be for you. It's a mass-produced product, But I think it's like just a casual thing, something where and it really just is a thing of like, if you run into it, give it a go. But I wouldn't seek it out at that same time, That's kind of where I stand on it. It's a decent enough product. I like it for what it is, but at the same time, there's definitely a lot of stuff that I prefer over it. But every now and again, sure, maybe. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Spectacular rest of the week. Monumental rest of the month. Stupendous rest of your folks. You go with yourselves a truly extra talkative-tastic rest of your day. Because it was just a talkative day today. Sometimes I get talkative in my reviews. At some point, maybe, I don't know. I don't want to. I was going to say maybe I'll just do like a vlog series or something. But then it's like, I don't want to do a vlog. I don't want to be... I already kind of do a vlog with these, and like people have been like, oh, you have a food vlog. I'm like, it's not a food vlog, I do reviews. The only other thing, people will go over there and be like, oh, I love mukbangs. I do not do mukbangs. I do food reviews. Do not do mukbangs, I do not do food vlogs. Food reviews. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated, but what you do if you can't do all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you gotta do, folks. You're trying not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me, I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Like I said, man, I ain't slept in a while now, so that's probably why I'm fucking extra talkative, because I'm a little bit goofy. The benefit is sometimes I have like my best ideas when I'm just like stupid tired, because my brain is just firing in all kinds of weird things. But when we run into situations in our life that are stressful, frustrating, etc., take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I would like for you to do. Maybe you're going to go over there and watch this, and maybe you're going to be like, you know what? Brandon's right. Skim milk does suck. So then we'll go over there and we will start some sort of a political campaign based around the abolishment of skim milk. Because whether my grandma or my grandpa still drink it, I have no idea if they do or not. I don't see them all that often these days. They're very old and they live states away. But I could see them probably still being into it. Look, I will buy up the supplies necessary to keep them satiated for quite a while. I don't think skim milk ever goes off. It's water milk. I mean, I know it probably does, but anyway, we're gonna get that shit out of the shelves, man. We don't just no. Okay, I'll give you the reduced fat. I'll give you, your 2%. Fine. No more skim milk. Skimming that off the top. Bye.